It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day, and it's day one of a 2-day in La Mesa. Today we are doing the demo. We are going to be cutting up this cactus for parts and disposing of the base. We'll be rehoming all of the other plants with the exception of the Pachypodium, which we will be leaving right here because it is spectacular. I have brought in soil to make my mounds. I've brought in boulders. I've got tons of plants. We're going to be doing a gorgeous tapestry here after we get all of this stuff torn out. So Hannah can show you with the Sawzall what she's going to do with this cactus. Basically, you know, we remove the healthy pieces and then we'll let them harden off, and then we can replant them anywhere we'd like.
Timber! Yeah, go ahead.
And look who's... Yeah. And Cullen's back too. So yay, Cullen. So that's how we're going to handle that. So where there was one cactus, now there can be like 50 or 60.
Twist off these little babies.
Yeah, you can twist off the smaller branches. And you know, the reason why we're removing this from this spot is because it's too big for this spot. It's very out of balance. We want to do a low profile succulent tapestry that will be, you know, that isn't going to get overgrown. This cactus is not going to stop until it's eaten the house. So sometimes you got to know when to say uncle. And it's not that we're getting rid of it, we're just redistributing. There is no irrigation in this bed. Holly waters by hand, so I'm not concerned about bumping into any pipes or irrigation. And you know, the beautiful thing too about these smaller cactus is their shallow root system. So they're extremely easy to manipulate and to work with. So this is not going to take long at all. Well, I told Greg to stop when it got boring, so I didn't last long, in his estimation anyway. No, I was going to talk about this gorgeous Millii. I have zero problem with this. I love the way it frames the Pachypodium. You know, it's fine, but we can do better. That's the point. We can do better. This Millii, what I'm hoping is that when I get my shovel under it, I will be able to identify that there's more than one plant, because I would like to use pieces of this in the new tapestry, and I really want this Pachypodium to be front and center. I don't really want the coverage from the Millii. So let's see what happens. Another thing about Millii I've noticed is they can be a little diva-esque, particularly in the summer. And this is La Mesa, which is inland of the coast. So it does get a little hot here. So I'm taking a little bit of a risk in manipulating this plant right now. But the client isn't, you know, married to it. So I'm not terribly worried. Yeah, this is a solar light, so I will set that aside. I've got my eye on this cactus too. I don't want it falling on me. Oh wait, there we go. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I'll get back to you on this later. It's not going to be as easy as I thought. Check in, Greg, and let's see how Cullen and Hannah are doing on the cactus. In the words of one of my astute followers, this just bakes my biscuits. This is, or was, scale. And the scale is no longer here, but it is left behind its corpse. And underneath the corpse is...
It's like a white head. I'm sorry, that one's...
I just like a white head, but see, if you pick that off, then you've got a scar. And that's going to leave a scar like... Where did I see a scar? Like right here, right down here. So the cactus is just going to be disfigured forever and ever and all time. So you want to get after mealybug or scale on your cactus while they're still active and hit them with...
Nobody heard that.
Hannah and her burps.
I left my mouth closed.
You want to hit this when it's fresh with dish soap or alcohol or Simple Green. But also remember, in the heat of the summer, those products can burn tender flesh too. So, you know, just be very, very careful. And, you know, if you do see the scale in the summertime, treat and then put up some sort of shade or umbrella to protect the plant.
Or treat in the evening, right?
Or, well, even then, by the next day, if the product is, Hannah said treat in the evening, which is safer, but the next day, if the product is still active on the plant and the sun hits it, it could scar. So yeah, use your best judgment on that, but you don't want it to get to this point, is my point. Also, an update on the milii. You know, I had hoped that this would just come out real easy, but the roots are all intertwined with the Pachypodium roots. There's no way to get this out gracefully. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it out as cuttings, harden them off, and then designate them for other projects at a later date. But I'm not going to use a cutting in this summer garden in La Mesa because chances are they will die, and that won't do. So that euphorbia sap, be careful of that. Don't get it in your eyes or on your skin. Once this is calloused over, I could plant this as a cutting in the shade somewhere, but see, it's a really cute little plant. I mean, you'd pay 10 or 12 bucks for this in a 1-gallon can at a nursery. So, you know, there's hundreds of dollars potentially worth of milii here that we will be sure to preserve.
What's the stuff? Yes.
Okay, so we got everything out of here that's coming out. This white rock, I removed some of it, but most of it I just pushed away from the edges since we're going to be mounding anyway, and it'll make great drainage. I thought I might as well just leave most of this 1/2-inch white marble where it's at. And I wanted to show you, I talk about this sometimes, that in small space installations we'll use bag soil instead of bulk soil. So these Kellogg 3 cubic feet bags of soil are our go-to because they're 3 cubic feet. And 4.5 of them make up 1/2 yard. So this was a way more efficient method of getting the soil to this installation. So when I am figuring out where I want to mound, I start with one spot. I'm not thinking about the whole bed right now. I'm just thinking about where my eye is drawn first. And this is where my eye is drawn, is Pachypodium adjacent. This is our money plant in this installation. So I want to make sure that I've got some really, really dramatic, nice elevation right here. Once I establish that, I'll start filling in soil around the perimeter and then establish, you know, another smaller mound about midway down. So this will be the highest point. This, we're going downhill, so you have to think about your topography too and what makes sense. So since this is downhill, I want the mounting to go here and then cascade down as we go. Okay, it is the end of day 1, and we made tremendous progress today. Hannah and Cullen were able to get that monster root ball out with that cactus. They got the majority of all the rock cleared out from under the Mexican bird of paradise. I got my half a yard of soil laid out in here, a lot of my boulders staged, and I even got some of the planting started. I've been finding myself working differently with rock lately too, which is really cool. It's sort of an evolution of my design aesthetic. In the back there, you'll see that I've literally created a shelf, much like the way I did at the Coral Reef Project in University City, thus enabling me to work with a large, tight grouping of plants in a way that is very sustainable. Because of the natural retention that these boulders and rubble are providing, you know, I can go much higher with my plants, and I'm not concerned about runoff. I have literally created a workable ledge. So the installation is a lot more dramatic. I found a pot and put a Euphorbia trigona rubra in it, but tomorrow I'll pull the pot out and reset it because it's just over the course of the day gotten buried with soil. So I will definitely elevate that a bit tomorrow. And I found this wonderful piece of driftwood that was buried amongst all of the crap and clutter in here. So that's been re-exposed. I brought a really, really cool mammillaria from Waterwise Botanicals for Holly. And yeah, I mean, I'm still not 100% on my top dressing rock. I'm considering a couple of different things, but we will be bringing that in tomorrow, and we'll actually, at the end of the day, be able to do a big grand reveal. The client will be hand watering this. She has always hand watered this garden, and they operate on solar lights. So this is a really, really easy maintenance kind of situation. And like with all my others, I shouldn't have to be here for more than once a year or so. So super fun. Thanks for following. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing the videos, liking them, subscribing, and for your memberships. Appreciate it to the moon and back. This has been Laura Eubanks with Cullen and Hannah in La Mesa with your succulent tip of the day in day 1. Bye, guys.